guys. So I'm back at Heathrow today. Now I'm back at Heathrow and I'm actually going back to North Carolina. So following from the previous video you just seen, the reason why I haven't got any footage of the previous trip apart from what you've already seen, coming back from the States last time, was basically like dropping a frog in hot water, and essentially from the second I landed back, I was very, I'd become so mindful in just generally my own identity, how I wanted to live my life, the way I felt, and I was very trying to think the right word. I was very focused on maintaining it. But when I got back, and I dropped back into what was my day-to-day living reality. It was kind of like oh my god, this is absolutely horrible. Why the hell have I been living in this? And the reason why I haven't got any footage is because I went into fight mode and I just absolutely launched my phone at the floor because lots and lots of things were that were on my smartphone were triggering me off. Everything about a phone at the time was triggering me off, and I just literally launched it at the floor until I could pull the screen off the front of it, and the only thing that was salvageable was the little drive that had the SD card and the SIM card in it. And as it turned out later on, the SD card was actually cracked in 3 pieces if you looked really close at it with the light up behind it. So that was actually dead as well. So I lost everything that was on that 128 gigabyte card. It was a bit of a pain, but yeah. But I went and got myself I was so fed up with having so much stuff in my hand on a phone. I'm just like, no, I don't want anything to do with the phone. So I went out and bought one of the most basic phones you can think of. It's basically the modern equivalent of a Nokia 3330 that would take my 5G SIM card. So I stuck it in that, and I had that phone until about a month ago. Yeah. So I went about 4 months, I think, without a smartphone. Just had an old-fashioned phone that only did texting and phone calls, and as it turned out, if you got enough text, it actually come up with a little warning saying you need to delete stuff, there's no space left on the phone. Yeah, that's how life used to be, and I remember that time. But yeah, I basically stripped right back, and I stripped lots and lots of things back out of my life, and left it like that for a while, just to kind of help my brain not have loads and loads of these different input stimuluses, kind of giving it somewhere to look for a dopamine fix. I then took to deciding, okay, well, I've done everything I can in terms of trying to put boundaries in, trying to say what I need, etc., and just absolutely get no acknowledgement, no acceptance of it or anything like that, and getting to the point of, you know what, I cannot actually say what I need to say anymore because there is so much anger because of the way that I'm just not being listened to. So I took to writing it in letters instead, and the letters weren't even taken. They weren't really acknowledged on the letters at all. So I basically started packing my stuff up and moving myself out of a very, very, as I actually fathomed, it was an enmeshed situation where actually the role of mother and son were completely mangled, and it was very, very unhealthy. And then in terms of other dynamics, like the relationship dynamic between me and my mother and me and my sister, they were also all messed around and things weren't healthy. It was very dysfunctional actually. I just looked at it and thought, right, I don't, if they don't want to see it the same way as I've understood it and processed it, I can't force them to do that. However, when it comes to the way they're behaving, hurting me, that's where the boundary has to be put in place, because if it hurts me and makes me feel bad and there's actually no need for that, then at that point that's where I start with boundary in. So I've cut contact with most of my immediate family, because actually I am not willing to have dysfunction. I'm not willing to have relationships with them if they're going to continue. If they want to treat me poorly, etc., then I don't want to be treated like that. So therefore, yeah. So it's been quite a rocky 4 months, and I've now moved out of there. My life's kind of a bit of a wobbly boat at the minute, but yeah. So why the hell am I at Heathrow Airport? Well, basically, after a very, very, very rubbish day, I sat on my computer. I found a very, very flipping cheap flight deal, and decided, you know what, sod it, I'm just going to blooming book it. So I'm flying back out to North Carolina for a couple of weeks. No idea what the hell I'm going to do. I've hired a car, and I've hired a big boy because why the hell wouldn't I? I'm used to a dinky little car back in Britain, so I thought, well, if I'm in the car for 2 weeks, then sod it, let's do it. So I'm flying to North Carolina and drive around, explore, and see what happens. I just absolutely love the freedom. So yeah, I kind of gave myself this target that I wanted to have moved out into my own space before going on this holiday, and actually the holiday was a good little I suppose target, and I got out of there, I think it was about between 4 and 6 weeks ago, I think now. Yeah, I've basically got myself settled in, and now I'm going away for a bit, break for everything, have a bit of explore, find some more of myself, and yeah, have some fun with a full-size SUV, because I've hired the equivalent of a RAV4, which is a full-size SUV. It's not a silly little crossover thing where it's trying to be two different cars and failing at being both. Proper full-sizer, because why the hell not? So yeah, part of me has plans that if it's a nice place, then pop the tailgate open, lay the seats down, hey presto. So yeah, heading back to North Carolina today, which is flipping awesome, because when I went there last time, that was the place that I liked the most. It was just a nice place, nice environment, nice surroundings, and there's so much variation. You can go from the beach on the east coast all the way to the Tennessee border where the mountains are. I wanted to do footage the last few months, but life's just been very, very hectic, very complicated, and I've just had to focus on ensuring that I have basic things such as food, water, making sure I'm eating regularly, etc. Look after myself. Got myself into a routine where I do a workout in the morning. So something I'm hoping to do on this little trip is find local gyms, and maybe have to maybe get like a day pass, something like that, or maybe I can do it as a guest, I don't know, but I'm hoping to be able to drop into various gyms and at least just sort of have a little bit of a workout, because I've kind of got the bug for it. I'm quite enjoy just like getting up early, having a workout, and then doing a full day. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, it's I'm excited, a little bit anxious, because there really is no plan. There's nothing planned at all. It's just literally I'm going to have a car and just sort of see where it takes us, really. So yeah, yeah, I will go into. I'd like to go into a bit more detail over other things at some point, but I want to try and document this, because the more I document it, the more I feel like I'm actually being mindful and really processing what's going on. So that's kind of that's kind of the reason why I make these videos, really, because it's the mindfulness of actually really going deep into it and processing really what's happening, what's going on, and where it's going to lead me to. So yeah, well, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching.